Hello guys, this is the first deck tech for the channel Heal on 6. Today we got the winner of our last New Year's tournament, David. Yep. And today he's going to show off his winning deck. It's Rorowa-Flagburg. It's crazy fun stuff. So Dave, go and explain to me your mindset with this deck.
Okay, so the reason why I play the ride line for Roa is because it doesn't cost any. So also shout out to Mike McCall. He told me about this ride line. It works wonders. It works especially well if your opponent's like prison, where they take away a lot of souls. So it just saves 2 soul. It's good, and it guarantees that you have 2 plane tokens, which I have right here, and either forces them to either attack into it or you just have a booster for the rest of the game. So standard lineup here for triggers, I play 4 heals, of course, 3 draws, 8 crits, crits, effect draws, and my OT. I play a split of heals here. I play 1 normal heal, 1 restand heal, and 2 of the crit heals. I think the crit heals have more value because for the restand, you really don't want to be taking a swing from a crit. So you always want to be guarding them. That's why they're more important. The restand, you can actually just eat one of the restands and guard the other. So this is not too valuable, but it does come up because Flagburg, Bruce, those decks, it works against them. And running the Order PG, this is amazing in the mirror match. Actually won me one of my games today. It's just great. And against grade 4 decks, it is a free perfect guard. You can't go wrong with this. 3 Diantha, not 4. I feel like 4 kind of gets foggy. I don't know. I didn't really test with 4 too much, but I think 3's been working out pretty okay. 13 booster, you can drop pieces, you can bring them back, drop them for ride line. You bring them back. It's good. It's a good card. Probably one of the best cards right now. 2 Locas. Why did I play Locas? So I also play Pirate Burst Dragon, which with the new card Alex, this is a 3 attack combo with 1 unit. So Pirate Burst will give her the ability to restand during the first battle, which, it doesn't interlock with her condition, which is the second battle, like In the Pulse does. So basically, you can restand them twice. So this 10k, they'll have to guard with it twice, or 3 times, sorry. And in addition to this, I also play 2 Nectars, which also won me a couple of games. In the late game, it's just a free power-up. It gives crit, and if I get this combo off, most of the time they just die. And especially if I can revive the Locos with Dianthas for even more power, it comes in. But if not, then I just ditch them for the ride line. 3 Tridents. Why 3? 4 is a little too clunky now. If I'm playing the Roller ride line, I don't have a soul issue. This deck no longer has Counter Blast issue because Alex exists and your other restanders is Inland Pulse. The only CB you have is Shelling Dragon and Pirate Burst Dragon with your Vanguard. Why 2 Shelling? The problem with Shelling is that a lot of times the Counter Blast is really awkward. In case you have to use Diantha, it just sometimes doesn't come up, sometimes it does, but it's just there if I need a push, but it doesn't come up as much. So I knocked it down to 2. I used to play 3, and I thought that was also excessive. 10 grade 3s is not too bad, but it does come up. And there's a good combo you can do going first. Going second on your first grade 3 turn. You can combo this. It's just 2 23s is solid. It pushes past triggers. 33. How about that? That's even better. And of course, you can't go wrong with 4 in the Pulse. They're the best card in the nation. This is what Aqua Force can do in V and Premium, and you put it in D. It's very broken. It should not belong. This effect doesn't belong in D, but it does. And then lastly, we have our Persona Right targets. Yep.
So when coming up with combos with the deck, what do you specifically think would work compared to like the normal strategies that everyone was just running with?
So the normal strategy, they play the normal ride line, which is fine, I think, because the grade 1 in-row shooter, he comes out, he's a 10k, he can intercept, so if you don't need him, you just intercept him away. 10 is a really good booster, 10 is a really good attacker, and 5k intercept, you can't go wrong with that. But I haven't played in-row shooter since set 3. I've been playing the Zorga ride line, and now I swapped to Roa.
Yeah, Roa.
Yeah. And Ascendance Assault, that card is really not too great. And if we had a better card, we replace it right now. I don't even play it. I play High Rate first because this card right here is, again, like it just does it. It enables you to attack with beaters going first. There's no restriction. There's no grade 3 restriction on them. the Soul Blast again doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I just treat this as Ascendant Assault. Sure, you can't get him automatically like if he was in your ride line, but preserving the soul for later I think is a lot better right now. We don't need Ascendant. Our front row is filled with Alex and Inlet Pulse. We don't need to clog it. Yeah.
And this just allows you to extend more with this.
Right. Exactly. You can go for 6 attacks.
It's very strong.
Yeah, it is. It definitely. And again, because I also play the other formats, V and Premium, I also play Aqua Force. Those decks, they want to give a lot of power to some units and then restand them, you know. So I was like, why not? Let's try that in D series. And you know, this combo right here again, it works. You just give it as much power as possible, and usually they can't guard or they don't expect it, and they can guard improperly too. They still have to deal with the three to guard Flagburg as well.
Exactly, and this is pretty good because you'll be able to restand her with this initially and then use her effect afterward, so it counts as more than 2 attacks.
Right, exactly. So 110k would force out 30k.
Right.
You know, Persona Ride, 30k shield they need.
So I know you had some very strong like cases with your plant tokens. How do you like effectively utilize these?
So until last week, I didn't know that you can't call the first plant token anywhere. So you have to call to the back, but this is great because this means that no matter what, they have to either one to pass it or they'd have to drop 2 cards, and that just means they go to 1 immediately. So if you're going second, you push them to 1. You go to grade 2, you ride, you call column, and that's 2 attacks right there without spending any hand other than to ride. So it's amazing. Also for decks like Prison, they really don't want to be imprisoning these because not only are you spending resources, they also disappear because they're tokens. That's how tokens work. So that's just another thing in that matchup. However, there's some matchups where if you do this and you swing at them, going second, they can actually retire your tokens. So those matchups you gotta keep in mind of. Talking about like, you know, PBO, they can blow this up. So just be wary of that.
You're the resident Aqua Force player. You basically run it in every format, and I feel like given this deck the way it is, by the time set 8 drops, there'll be a lot more viability between it and Maelstrom. They already confirmed by set 9 there's going to be some sparse, you know, Flagburg support. So this deck and Maelstrom will definitely be the decks you're going to be trying to play from here and there.
Definitely, yeah. And I'll be really honest. In my opinion, I think Maelstrom's a little better because it's a lot more consistent. They're searching. The order is searchable. You always have a restander. You can reuse your Inlet Pulse. That's a very big thing. You can reuse your Inlet Pulse. In this deck, there are situations where you just don't have the resources, or like you use the restander and now you don't have it. It's just gone. So Maelstrom is more consistent, but Flagburg does have the explosiveness.
Yeah.
So that's the differences between the two. It's not that big, but there are differences.
Right. Nice.
Right.
All right. So that's pretty good. The Deck Tech winner of our tournament is David. And remember what channel you're on?
Heal on 6.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.